Welcome back. Let's see how Mildura Minuto did on the biz wheel. Mike?
Well, on the marketing side, I've scored you an orange. You clearly understand your target market. There's no doubt about that. It's about using that information and getting it through there. On the sales side, unfortunately, I've scored you a red. No clear sales strategy. You're waiting for people to come in. But with a bit of effort, you'll still be able to expunge that from your memory.
Okay. Thane?
Checking your cash flow regularly, Nomsa, is superb. But you don't have to stop there. You've got to look at your financial efficiency and your profitability, which you can't get from your bank statements. So I'm going to score you an orange on that one. People in administration love it when you say, I file all my documentation. But they get very disconcerted when you say you can't find the file in which the documentation has been placed. So I'm afraid a red card on that one.
Oh dear. Oh dear. How you feel about this, Nomsa?
It's a shocking experience, I would say. And I feel I've got a lot of work to go to work on.
Okay, well, let's talk about how we can get all those reds and oranges to green. Creative Vibes, very busy. That's my first impression of this business. But I also get the sense that this business needs a little more structure. What does Nomsa need to think about first, Dane?
The beauty of technology is that you don't need to be an accountant to be a financial manager. In fact, if you download the Nedbank Money Manager software tool from the internet, it imports your bank statements, Nomsa, into a program that helps you manage your business efficiently. It can help you be a better manager because now you know what the expenses are going in and out of your business. You also be able to identify trends and opportunities in your business. In fact, it can also help you identify cash flow challenges before they happen.
And cash flow is really important, isn't it?
Erratic cash flow is such a problem for small business owners. And by using this software called Money Manager, what you can do is prepare a budget. In fact, don't forget to include a salary for yourself in the budget. It helps you to look at your expenses on a day-to-day basis. And over and above that, Nomsa, it is so important to use a tool which helps you identify priorities. Don't compete with your business for its cash flow. And also, you can then see which suppliers you need to extend terms so that when you're paying on 7 days, try and get it on 30 days. When you're paying on 30 days, try and get them to be 60 days. I'm sure that's going to improve that cash flow.
What about the broader business plan, Dane?
You know, Andile, a frame can make a good picture a great picture. But a vision can make a good business a great business. So what I'd like you to do, Nomsa, is prepare a plan for yourself for the next 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. In that plan, identify where you want to be. Once you've identified where you want to be, then you need to work out what cash flow you need on a month-to-month basis and what capital equipment you need to help you get to that end result. And remember, above all things, you need to write down specific steps on how to get there. And because what can be managed can be monitored, and what can be monitored must be managed.
Retail businesses need active marketing and sales, right, Mike?
Well, those aren't the only plans you need. You need a marketing and sales plan as well. Start off by working out who is your target market, and then what is the message that you're going to do. Take an hour, sit down with a piece of paper, write down everyone in your target market, write it down, and then articulate your differentials. What is it that makes your business so special? You have all these extra services you offer. You'll come to my home, you'll look at my walls, you'll match the border with my color. All these things are so important, you need to articulate them. And then position yourself as an expert. What I hate most about pictures, I hate hanging them. So a small little sticker on the back of each picture on how to hang a frame, how to measure things, how to level things, make a huge, huge difference. Nomsa, when we sat down and spoke the other day, I was so impressed by how clearly you can define your target markets. You have your regulars, you have your corporates, you have the walk-in business. All you need is a strategy for each one. So let's take a look at your regulars. How are you going to get more money from the regulars? By getting them to use more of your services, getting them to use your picture hanging service, by getting them to use your consulting at the house, by getting them to buy things for you, for example, like hooks, spirit levels, anything like that. When it comes to increasing business from the corporates, it starts off by finding more corporates. Sit down, make a list of anyone who can use your service. There's the schools, the parents at the schools, the sports clubs, anyone that can use your service. Once you've got that list, you need to go to them with a really nice presentation. What you do, look at your services, and all of this needs to be reflected on your website. It becomes a very, very important part of what you do. When it comes to increasing walk-in business, well, we know where you're situated. On the bottom level, kind of behind the escalator. When you set up the outside of the store in the morning, make sure it's appealing to people up at the top. So after you've laid it out, take the trouble, go upstairs, look down and make sure what they're seeing is what you want them to see.
Does the layout of the store affect the business in other ways, Dane?
So your store layout must also be tidy and neat to inspire client confidence, but I think it needs to inspire productivity in your staff. Because if the store layout is not correct, then they're going to be looking for material, searching, walking around, and wasting a lot of time, which costs you money.
Okay, well, lots of great insight, Nomsa. How do you feel about it?
I think it's partly nerve-wracking, but it's also a challenge that I'm looking forward to tackle. Having met with the consultants previously, I have done a lot of reflection, and a lot of the stuff that they've mentioned to me has hit home, and it means that I've got to get back onto there, fix it, and make it a better business.
That's what we want to hear. Well, tonight's question comes from Zama Khumalo in Jeppestown, Johannesburg, who's building up a new business supplying personal hygiene products. Zama asks, how do I create a brand that speaks to my target market? Mike, your advice for Zama?
Well, first of all, before you can speak to them, you have to understand what it is that they're hearing from you. What is that they're expecting? If you can get inside the mind of your customers, it's so much easier to present a brand to them that they will understand and they will embrace.
When we come back, we'll find out more about the support that's available to you as a small business owner.